my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl, coming at you with another pick card reading. Today we are going to do what do people you see every day secretly think of you. This was a channeled message I got, so we're just gonna go with it and see what comes out. First and foremost, so I just want to say thank you so much to anyone that continues to support this channel and be a part of this ever growing tribe. I'm so honored to have you here. You all have blessed me so, and I just want to say thank you so much. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to come as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Remember that these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. And if you're interested in becoming a member of the channel, you will find a join button down below where the subscribe button is or used to be. And when you click on that, it will show you the 3 levels I have available, as well as the options that come with each level. You're looking at customized emojis you get to use, personalized badges that show up next to your name, membership shout outs, membership only posts and polls where you'll help determine future pick a card readings. There are 2 levels that come with early access to all pick a card readings, and there's one option that does have membership only pick a card posts. So I do hope to see you over there, and if not, thank you for your continued support here. I truly am blessed by you all. And with that, let's go ahead and hop into your prayer, and we'll get to your reading. Okay, my beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come on to this reading, whether it's for a moment or for the entire time. I ask that you bless us with clarity and discernment in this time. You know, we come onto these readings because first they're entertaining, of course, but of course we do want that information as well, like who's for us and who's against us, and knowing that our intuition is the most powerful tool that we have. So I ask that you remind us all how to connect with that inner being within us, how to really embrace our own expression so that we can trust our gut, so that we can trust our heart, so that we can trust our inner knowing. I ask that you remind us that even if we are surrounded by people who aren't for us at this time, that we are strong enough to persevere. We are strong enough to overcome anything, any obstacle, any setback, and any barrier that may be placed in our way. And I ask that you remind us that we are even equally strong enough to get out of our own damn way. That sometimes we're the ones that are standing in our own progress because we're not sure. We're thinking it's something or someone else when it's really just our own thoughts or beliefs, or, you know, old thought patterns that have been impressed upon us from a long time ago. So I ask that you always help us to find the courage to face the truth, no matter if it's something we want to hear, or rather if it's something that we need to hear, even if it is very, very, very uncomfortable. Open us up to our own journeys, and may everyone here find their highest path and their highest soul purpose. As these words are spoken unto this reading and into this space, so shall they be. Amen. Aho Ase. Thank you, my beloved source. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Let me go ahead and set that up over here. Out of the way. All right, so today we are going to be choosing, of course, from a Talisman Oracle. I bring these out a lot, but I just really love these cards. I never really thought I would love these cards as much as I do. In fact, I was kind of sad when I first purchased them. I was like, oh, why did I get these cards? I don't know if I really like these. But then after using them on the readings, I find that I actually really do love these cards. So let's get a souffle in. All right. So source for pile number 1, what Talisman Oracle card will help us better understand what do the people that pile number 1 sees every day secretly think about them? Thank you. And for pile number 2, source, what talisman oracle card will help us better understand what people that pile number 2 sees every day secretly thinks of them? One card, please. Whoa, one card, and let's not burn the stack, huh? Okay, they want that one. Wow. Something about being on fire. Make sure it didn't hurt my card. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Everything's okay. Let me give this a quick toss up here. Okay, perfect. And source for pile number 3, which talisman oracle card will help us better understand what people pile number 3 sees every day secretly thinks about them? For pile number 3, source. For pile number 3, what do people pile number 3 sees every day secretly think about them? Do you not see people every day, pile 3? That one there. Okay, thank you. On the bottom, we have learning the truth, or learn the truth. Yeah, so you're a very wise individual. You go after what you want. You know what you want in life. You're not afraid to move towards that. And so people around you see that you're someone that's very honest, that says the truth, that speaks the truth. I do feel like with the prayer that came through, I feel like there are sometimes when you speak the very uncomfortable truth. And sometimes people have a hard time with that. Like, it makes them very, squirmy and like, oh my gosh, I got to get out of here. So for pile number 1, we do have this beautiful piece of rose quartz. This one is so pretty. It's just so light compared to the other ones that I have. Okay, and for pile number 2, we have this unakite. I love this stone. This is such a unique one. Okay. And see if I can get this set. There we go. For pile number 3, we have this is grape agate. So pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, whichever one you're drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And with that being said, I will see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn, to this beautiful piece of rose quartz, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what do people you see every day secretly think about you. First thing, I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to show up and support this channel and be a part of this incredible, amazing, ever-growing tribe. I'm so honored to have you here. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Keeping in mind these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing down below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all those links necessary below in the description box. You can email me for a personal reading, and I'll get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I really do hope to see you there. If you're interested in joining as a member, there's a join button down below next to the subscribe button where it used to be or still is. And when you click on that, it'll show you the 3 levels that I do have available, as well as the options that come with each level. You're looking at customized emojis, personalized badges that show up next to your name, membership shout-outs, There's membership only polls and posts where you'll help pick future pick a card readings for the channel. There is also 2 options that come with early access to pick a card readings, and 1 option that offers membership only pick a card readings. So I do hope to see you over there, and if not, thank you for your continued support here. I truly do appreciate you. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into the reading and find out, what do the people that pile number 3 sees every day secretly think about them? But let's get some information about pile number 1 first. Let's make sure that this is their pile. So can you tell us, source, about pile number 1 so that they know that this is their pile? What can you tell us about pile number 1 so that they know that this is their pile? Okay, so we've got the 10th house, Aries, and Pluto energy. You are someone who works hard. You're a self-starter. You may very well own your own business. You don't have to. You could have a CEO position, be a boss, be a manager, a supervisor. Definitely leading the company in some way, shape, or form, or have a team that works underneath you. And if you don't, you're just seen as someone who's incredibly hardworking, and you have changed a lot since you started your position, whatever it is that you're doing. And you are someone who could have 10th house. You could have Aries in your midhaven. You could have Scorpio in your midhaven as well. You could have Capricorn. Take a drink here. You could have Aries sun sign as well. Again, those are just very specific. They don't resonate with everyone, so take what resonates here. But you're someone that is definitely working towards accolades, towards being recognized, towards being seen for the work that you're putting out. You're on this journey to be known as someone who is trustworthy and disciplined when it comes to the workspace, right? And with 10th house, we do have fortune and fame, so you are building your finances for sure, right? Trying to find a way to be seen as an expert in your field. You are known for having a lot of information, and you focus on your long-term goals. And you're someone that's very direct and brave. You're fearless. You're very authoritative. You're independent, impulsive sometimes. But, you know, sometimes without risk, there doesn't come reward. And I feel like that's the kind of energy that you live in. And, you know, again, with this Aries energy, you could be a CEO, you could be a boss, you could be just a leader, you know, and not thinking that leadership isn't as good as the others. It's just like, I want you to know that this is showing that you have some sort of authority in your position. You could even just have authority to make decisions, you know, big decisions for, I don't know, I'm hearing real estate. So whatever that means, or like insider trading, is that a thing? Or trading, what is it? Stocks. Yeah, stocks. That it's like you do something like that, like it's very aggressive, it's very high energy, or the position that you have is something that's very aggressive and high energy. And you're someone that's very, very much able to instigate what you need to do each day. Like you set a plan, you stick to the plan, and you do what needs to be done. And with Pluto energy here, it's like there's always a lot of transformation, right? You're very much in a power position right now. There's a lot of intensity here. There's a lot of receptivity as well, and upheaval, a lot of destruction that happens in the workplace, you know, and around you. So it's like there could just be a lot of falls and really low lows and really high highs. There could be what is it with stocks, you know, like I'm thinking like the Dow Jones right now, like sometimes stocks go way up and sometimes they fall really far, you know. It's something like that where you sometimes it's like if it's commission work, like sometimes you have really great sales and you have a lot of sales, and other times not so much. Like you don't have those commissions that you really have been working hard for, but you have the intuition and the knowledge in order to make yourself successful, and you've done just that. You've also had to face a lot of fears when it comes to the position that you're in. So even if you're not, like if you own your own business, like that's a huge fear, is going out on your own. You know, what is that like? How big of a risk is that? And what comes with that risk? But you've been willing to do that. So let's see here. Let's put this over here. Let's get the tarot on it and find out more about what the people you see every day secretly think of you. I'm trying to move this so that it blocks the sun because the sun is really bright right there. Alright, so come here, tarot. Mi tarot, mi tarot, mi tarot. Okay. So, Source, what do people that pile number 3 sees every day secretly think about them? Do people that see pile number 3 every day secretly think about them? What do people that see pile number 3 secretly think about them, Source? Thank you. What do people that see pile number 3 every day secretly think about them? So as we're getting into this, I do just want to point out that we are connecting with other people's viewpoint of you. And what comes out today is in no way, shape, or form the truth of your character. If it resonates, it resonates. Or if it's something that triggers you, just remember we're connecting with someone else's perspective and no one sees things, the world, work, love, life, people, or anything in the world the same way. Okay? So Source, for pile number 1, how do people that pile number 1 see every day secretly think about them? Okay. So how do people that see pile number 1 secretly think about them? People that pile number 1 sees every day. How do people that pile number 1 sees every day secretly think about them? Okay, thank you, Source. This is interesting. It doesn't surprise me that the Queen of Swords is here in reverse, but, you know, we'll get into it here in just a second. Let's take a look at what's on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, self-starter. You are an inspired worker. Like, you definitely take inspiration and you make it work, and you've changed a lot. So we have Scorpio energy here with the nameless card, or the 13. What you might know as death. It's not called death in the Tarot Marseille. It is known as the nameless card. Being too scary, they couldn't even give it a name. That's like the story behind it. So you have this energy coming in where it's like, you're oftentimes very intimidating, right? Like, they can't really put their finger on it, but you're very intimidating because you take inspired action that no one else thinks about, especially the people that see you every day. Like, they see you transforming. They see you showing up and doing things that they themselves would never be able to do. And, you know, working hard with the devil here, working hard, like turning things into, like making lemonade, right? Like, you're not given much, but you're making lemonade with what you have. And with the devil coming out as well, it's like there's this obsession with being on top of your game, but it's been working well for you, right? It's been working well for you. And it's something you enjoy doing. You really enjoy what it is that you do, but it's in a very, again, with the devil here, it feels like it's a very demanding workspace, right? It's something that's very demanding. There's a lot of obsession. There's a lot of desires to be ahead of everyone. There's a lot of stepping on toes. There's a lot of, you know, I'm doing better, like that friendly competition and aggressive competition that's coming in here. And it's like you continue to show up and you make changes every day. And it's like you actually really enjoy these high level stress environments, which good for you. Good for you. That's, you know, I've been there, done that, and that was not anything that I could ever flourish in myself. It's not that I don't work well under pressure. I do. It's just that type of competitive energy where people are like kind of ruthless with one another, right? Like, oh, I'm better than you, and they have like all kind of crap talking at each other and stuff. So, but people you see every day, they do feel like this is something they see in you, is like you're always taking inspired action, like you always get intuitive knowing, and then you take that action on that knowing, but that you are sometimes cold and bitter. Oof, we have the Strength in reverse. What's coming out here, Source? Let's see. We've got the Six of Wands in the reverse, clarified by the Four of Wands. Here's the thing, like, this energy in itself, this is a lot of fire, right? This is Aries, Sag. It's a lot of fire. And then you have Scorpio, you have Capricorn, and you have Scorpio energy again here. So a lot of like intense energy, right? Just a lot of like willpower and action and stuff that people don't want to deal with. And so they secretly are thinking that you're actually very cold towards the people that you know. The people that you know the most, like you cut out the most. Grab a drink here. And that the people that felt like they would always have access to your energy may have been the ones that were cut first, right? Because you had to focus on yourself. You had to focus on what was good for you. And so through that, you had to let go of all things that didn't serve you, with the Four of Wands coming out. But it's interesting how it is clarifying the Six of Wands in the reverse, which does talk about greed, breaking up of alliances, breaking up cliques and people who are grouped together just for the sake of being grouped together. Like, I'm going to create my own team outside of a team and I'm going to use all of them to get ahead. And it's like you're breaking that up. That's what I'm saying. Like, you take that inspired action and you move forward. But there's also where some people feel like there's an excessive pursuit of luxury, the greed coming through here, right? You take down your opponents without a second thought. You're not worried about it. You just show up and do what's necessary here, right? And you at times may stop, and it's like people feel like, oh my gosh, like they're not moving forward. Like, why aren't they moving forward? Well, you're allowing yourself to shore up old belief patterns so that you can make educated decisions moving forward. And that's what they think. It's like, oh my gosh, like this is somebody who stops and thinks about their moves. They're very strategic in the way that they move. Okay? Sometimes you're very suspicious, or you have fixed ideas that may block advancement, that you could be defensive and rigid towards them. And they're thinking that, like, oh my gosh, pile one, they're very cold, they're rigid, they're very protective of themselves. They're very much disconnected from everybody else. But again, I feel like these are people who don't understand what it is that you're doing. Like, you don't share what it is that you're doing at work. Especially people you see every day. Why? Because they don't understand what it is that you're doing, or they refuse to understand it, and therefore there's no need for you to explain it, right? They do feel like that you're under constant tension, and that sometimes you can risk losing a grip on your reality or on yourself. That there's a lot of internal conflict that you go through, and because of that, you're dealing with a fear of failure. And remember, this is not necessarily true, right? This is just their own secret thoughts. Like, they think that you're trying to prove to be someone that you're really not. And instead, you know, we did have here where you're taking inspired action, you're transforming. So there are a lot of people who appreciate the way that you show up. There are a lot of people who appreciate the fact that you care a lot about the work that you're in. But there's also a lot of people that you see every day that think that you're very cynical and that you're stiff towards them. But especially if it's, you know, with the Six of Wands, you're talking about breaking up opponents and that greed and breaking up alliances of your opponents, right? It's like team building, but it's like you have the red team and the blue team. They want to beat each other. And sometimes in order to do that, you may be seen as pitting the other teammates against themselves. And that's how they secretly see you. That's how they secretly view you. And they see you as repressing this energy and not being aware of how direct you can be and how easily you can cut people off that you feel have gotten in your way. Sometimes, though, especially if you're a leader in your workplace, you're given the responsibility to make the very difficult decisions. And a lot of people don't take that as, oh yeah, they have to do the hard things. They have to make the hard decisions. They're like, oh my gosh, like they just fire everybody, or they just, you know, discipline everybody. And it's like, but there's always a backstory that's not coming through with that as well, right? And they're not seeing your side of it because there's that fear of You know, people who are so scared of the boss, they shake when the boss comes in, or they just try to look busy just for the sake of being busy. And it's not that you're like that you demand people to be busy all the time. It's just that that's the fear that's coming through here. Or they secretly think that you're just very cold and you won't let anybody in. But there's also an energy coming in where it's like, I do the things that I do so that I can advance and work, and I've learned what works for me and what doesn't, and I'm not going to continue to hold on to what doesn't, right? I've let go of what's not working for me here and come into a place. And it's like, maybe you had a friend that you had at work and you two grew apart when you got a leadership position, or you grew apart when you began to become successful in your position. And this is the friend that's coming through. And then you have a team that sees you as an inspiration because you've been helping the team succeed, right? You're getting good marks, you're getting high marks, and you're getting praise, and being seen as hard workers, and being seen as kind of workaholics actually coming in here. So people you see every day, there's like a flip-flop energy here where it's like there's people who are really, really, really in your energy, who appreciate how you're showing up. I feel like because they're benefiting from your hard work, not like they're taking credit from it, but again, if you have a team, you want to work hard to see your team succeed. And then there are others who are like feeling the dissonance, like, oh, we're still in a competition, like we still have to have higher marks, we want to have higher marks, you know, especially if it's like a commission based job, or if it's, you know, like it could be collections of some sort or something like that. It just feels like a very high stress job where you want to be able to have the highest marks, where some people survive and some people don't. You could be a lawyer even, or work in a legal firm. It just feels very like, whatever this is a very fiery energy, right? It's a very fiery environment. Everything is very, very fiery, and like, oh my gosh, we have to do this, we have to do that. It has to be constant. It's constantly burning. And sometimes you fan the flames. And, you know, it's interesting because you have an air element here beginning the reading, and it's like that's what's fanning the flames, is the communication. This is something that you have to communicate to people. It's a way of being. It's like sometimes you're very businesslike in the way that you come across, but other people see it as being cold or being ruthless or being just disconnected in general. So let's get some oracles out here for you. Let's see. So source, what would you like to say more about pile 1, how people they see every day secretly see them? Capricorn, yeah. I'm not surprised Capricorn energy came in. And Capricorns can be really pessimistic when they're in their shadow energy. And so there's a bit of pessimism that they see you as, like you're a pessimist, like you always expect things to go wrong. But I do feel like there's a reason you might have to have an analytical mind in the way that you show up. We have ambition, realism, and methodical steps. So you may have to be very, very analytical and observant in the way that you take steps to being successful. And it's all under, maybe you're under a time crunch all the time, like you're under a lot of high pressure here, right? And we have house 6 with establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. So I do feel like this is confirmation. These are people you see every day. I feel like this is also something that a lot of people, it does affect their health, this type of work. But you've found a way to make a plan, a foundation that allows you to step by step get to the next level. Okay, let's see. Let's get some more cards out here, source. What else would you like to say here for pile number 1? Thank you. Watch and wait with 53. So 8 it's a number of karma. You're clearing out karma here, and you're also receiving abundance. And I feel like that's the thing. A lot of people are just basically, they have to sit back and watch you do your thing and wait until things pan out, because it's like maybe they don't understand the steps that you're taking, but when they sit back and they watch you, it's like then it starts to make sense, right? And we have 34 on the bottom, which is 7 in numerology, and that's be here now. And 7 is all about luck. And in this case, I feel like it is luck, and it's also a spiritual energy coming in, saying you really listen to your intuition when it comes to you taking action for your work and how you move about. So source, what else would you like to say here for pile number 1? Do people who see pile 1 every day secretly think of them? Yeah, there's this energy like they don't see clearly until they do. Like, there's really no other way to put it, right? They're just kind of like sitting back like, oh, here we go with pile number one again. Like, what's going to happen? How are they going to act? Are they going to be really ruthless today? And I feel like you've had to do some really difficult things in your position that a lot of people, it's interesting because especially in leadership positions, a lot of people think that it's so easy being a leader, right? And like, if you own your own business, or if you're a higher up, like a CEO in a business, or if you're a manager and you have a team to take care of everybody, like, it's very glamorous and sparkly and glittery until you have that position and you have to do something that's very difficult, very hard, something that you said you would never do. And I feel like you're the one that does that. Yeah, see, it's like you can't let the flame go out. And it's interesting that the candle would go out on your reading. It was holding on for dear life, but it's like you always have to fan the flame. You have to ensure that everyone is willing to put in the hard work and the effort, because it's the only way that success is ever going to be guaranteed for the kind of work that you do. And that could even just be you, and that could be, if it's a Lone Ranger type game, like, it could just be you and having to ensure that you say no to the fun things so that you can show up and do the hard things which matter for your success, right? Yeah, strategic on the bottom. Like, we have strategy with Red Fox. Yeah, you have a very strategic mindset. Again, like this, you're analyzing everything. You're analyzing what's going on. I do want to grab, let's get 3. We'll get 3 of the Panther cards just to see what else comes through here. Okay. So source, can we please have 2 more of these for pile number 1 to clarify this reading? What else would you like to say here? Okay. Interesting. What else would you like to say here? Okay. On the bottom, gain. Yeah, cultivation, profit, and conclusion. So you always have a lot to gain. Like, the gains, the falls, the rises and the falls within the company, the rises and the fall every day. And they see that, they're aware of that, especially those that benefit from the way that you show up. And those that know you see that you're a very kind person. You're actually very pure. You have a lot of unconditional love. Like, they see you as a sweetheart, right? And this is not saying that there's a love interest here. I mean, there could be, but that's not what this is saying. They're like, when they see you, they get to see a side of you that no one else does. Even people in the workplace, there's very few people that get to see you outside of this work element. But you bring a lot of proof to your methods, right? Evidence, detection, instigation, and proof. Then we have libation with donation, prayer, and religion. And this just feels like it's some of the guidance that you receive feels very supernatural. Like, you just have an intuition for the way things work, right? So we have new beginnings. Yeah. It's always darkest before the dawn. And that's the energy here. It's like people who see you taking action, like, they don't understand it. They're just stuck in the darkness. They're like, what the heck is going on? What is pile 1 doing? And so they secretly think that, like, you're getting help from some unseen force, which, if you believe in your higher self, your intuition and source and God, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in, then you probably believe that, yeah, that's inspiration that's definitely gifted to me. But it's hard for people to see that who don't have a faith practice, right? It's hard for people to see that who don't spend time in that higher vibration of meditation, praying, and spending time with that which you believe in, whatever it is, right? And so it's kind of very supernatural for them. It's very like, oh my gosh. And so they're left in the dark until they see the light. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the intuition card coming out here, just clarifying exactly what I was feeling. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. Number 37, which is 10. 10 is all about completion and an overabundance of as well, right? Closing out the cycles. So let's take a look at your talisman oracle and see what it says. I'm going to read this from the book. We have magical power. Like, I cannot make this up. This is so incredible. I think this is a dragonfly here. Oh, I love this. Let's read this from the book. Yes, so you have like a magical power, and that's why they are kind of scared about you. Like, that's what makes you so intimidating. Here's the insignia. If you would like to copy that, you can screenshot this, copy that, and put it in your pocket to remind you of the reading. Look, it says, we are born with a special gift of magic. We often overlook this extraordinary power to bring happiness to those around us and into our hearts. In the center of it all is a very powerful emotion, love. By setting up our intent, we can create a new world. Believing in ourselves begins with loving and being kind to who we are, understanding our limits, and pushing just a little further to better ourselves. In these ways, we become closer to fulfilling our purpose in life. The dragonfly starts their life as lava in the water and later rise up and into the air. They are our connection with nature and our guides to the realm of magic. It says the magic is me. This is so great because that's exactly what it is. It's like you're coming into tune with your own intuition, which is a magical power for you. And through that, you're able to guide yourself, your team to success, while at the same time being in that competition, right? It's like being in that competition with others and knowing how to basically destroy your opponent. And in doing so, it's the people who feel like they're your opponents are the ones that really feel like you're someone who's out to break everybody up, that you're someone that's out to cause a lot of trouble, that you're someone that's out over here creating a lot of tension, that you're so cold. But it's, again, the people who see you and who benefit from you being a part of their team or, in their corner. They're the ones that know that you're actually this amazing person, that you're very kind and generous and loving. And they even see how strong you are to reside in that business-like energy as well. Okay, so this is what I see for you, pile number 1. If you feel like this resonates with you, leave a little cat emoji down below and say, I am magical, as I listen to my intuition to let source know that you're ready to receive all that is you. And leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, though, and get on out of here. I want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful Unakite, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what do people I see every day secretly think of me. First things first, I do just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to support this channel and show up and be a part of this ever-growing, incredible tribe. I'm truly honored to have you here as a part of this journey with me. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And for those of you, keep in mind that this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, please check out the description box below where you'll find all the links necessary to do so. You may reach out to me via email to receive a personal reading, and I'll get you out further information from there. And you can also follow me on over to my podcast, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I really hope to see you there. Are you interested in becoming a member? Well, there's a join button down below next to where the subscribe button is or used to be. And when you click on that, it will show you the 3 options that I do have available, as well as what comes with each of those levels. You're looking at customized emojis, personalized badges that show up next to your name. There are membership shoutouts, membership only polls and posts where you'll get to help pick future pick-a-card readings for the channel. And for 2 of the options, you get early access to all pick-a-card readings. And for 1 of the options, you do have membership-only pick-a-card readings to watch. I do hope to see you over there. And if not, thank you for your continued support here. So with that being said, we're going to jump into it. I am going to use the dice, though, today to clarify your energy so that you know this reading is for you. Okay, so source, for pile number 2, can you tell us more about pile number 2 so that they know that this is their reading? What can you tell us about pile number 2 so that they know that this is their reading? Source, what messages do you have for us so that pile number 2 knows that this is their reading. Can you describe pile number 2 to us, Source? Okay, so we've got Gemini, and we've got 6th house, and we've got Uranus energy. Okay, I don't want to say what just came in, but they're saying you were an Aries SOB. Okay, like, I'm not trying to be mean. Like, that's not what it is. It's just like you're an Aries SOB. What I mean by that is that you have you're capable of disconnecting from your emotions while taking care of yourself, and you might have your heads up in the clouds. Like, you might have people have told you that you have your heads in the clouds and like thought that that was supposed to be an insult, but it's really not. Like, I mean, they can mean it as an insult if they want, but like, never take it as an insult, because it's like, you have your head in the clouds, but you also have your feet on the ground, and you're capable of really, really smart thought. Like, you see things very, very clearly, and you're very observant of very nuanced energy, and you're able to make educated guesses and take educated direction based on the nuances that people show you, things that they don't even know that they're doing. This could be little tics that they have in their face, little twitches here and there. This could be, you see facial recognition. So like, you might see their emotions through their, what is that show? I keep seeing Lie to Me, I think, with Tim Roth. I believe that's the guy. But like that, like how he was able to see if people were lying. Like, you see it in their eyes. You see it in the way that their mouth is. You see it in their nose twitches. You see it in their body language. Like, you're able to see very nuanced energy that most people just overlook or just aren't paying that closely attention. They're not just paying that attention to it. They're just really not. Most people are just so self-absorbed in themselves that they just don't really even care to pay that much attention to it. And you, on the other hand, Pile 2, you're very aware of these things, and this is the energy that's coming through right now. It's very, very loud when they came through, and it was like, sometimes my guides, they get into an attitude, like, and it's okay, it's just the way they communicate, because they communicate through us, right? And so sometimes the attitude is, it's really just mirroring my own attitudes that come through sometimes, and so try not to curse on these, but that's what was coming through, like, and taking it as a good thing. Like, it's not meant to be an insult by any means. It's just showing that you're just someone who's you're incredibly smart and intelligent and wise, and you're unpredictable because you are very aware. Like, this goes beyond discernment. This goes beyond discernment. This is something you see physically with your eyes. It's like something it's not even, people are like, how do you know? And you've probably gotten so used to just answering, I just know. Because it's hard to explain to people that, like, well, I saw you twitch, or I saw you smile a little bit, or I saw your eye, squint a little bit, and that told me exactly what I needed to know. And you just are really good at reading body language is what the message is here. This is so random. Like, it feels so random. Like, and it's just the message that's coming in so strongly. Like, if somebody crosses their arms, like, you know exactly what that means because you're reading their face at the same time. And so you're just very acutely aware of body language that most people don't pay attention to. And maybe you took one of those courses. I know they have courses for that, or maybe that's like your job, is that you have to be like observant of all people and all the things that they do. So what is that, like police officers, interrogation officers, someone that's in the special forces, someone that's, in very like top secret jobs, Please don't feel like you have to confirm that or deny that. I cannot confirm or deny these allegations, but yeah, it does feel like you definitely have this ability to read people on a very unique level. And it really, this is so specific, right? This is a very specific energy coming in here. And so it really does blow people away, but it's something that you do it's like a daily routine for you, something in your day-to-day life. One second. Have to make sure the dogs didn't get in the window. But yeah, you're just someone who sees things, and it's like people really, like, you could be very intuitive, but this goes beyond intuition. Like, this is something that's actually very grounded here in this realm, in the physical realm. It's not even like spirituality. This is just something that you may have been able to do since you were a child, and it has put you in a position that has served you well in your life. Like, you don't let people in. You have a hard time trusting because you see, like, people betray themselves all the time. Like, and so the people that you do let in, it's because you know they're very genuine, but it's based on the nuances that come from them. Let's get some tarot out. I'm interested to see what people secretly, that you see every day, secretly think about you. So source for pile number 2. What do people that see pile number 2 every day secretly think about them? What do people that see pile number 2 secretly think about them? You're like a server of justice. Maybe you work in the justice industry. It keeps coming in like you're someone that, like, a lot of air, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy coming through right now, right? Like, you help the courts, or like maybe you're an expert in the field or something like that. Let me move this over a little bit. Okay. What do people that see pile number 2 every day secretly think of pile number 2? You help people see past the illusions, the lies that are being said, right? Like, you know when people are lying. This is interesting. Okay, source, what do people that see pile number 2 every day secretly think about pile number 2? Thank you. That's cool. If that's what you really do, like, thank you for watching my channel. That's actually really amazing. So source, what do people that see pile number 2 every day secretly think of pile number 2? Okay, thank you. What do people that see pile number 2 secretly think of pile number 2, source? Alright, perfect. Thank you. On the bottom of the deck, ooh, we have the 6 of Wands in the reverse, that you're greedy. That you're greedy and closed off. Like, you don't want people around. Like, no, I'm cool. I'd rather be by myself, alone. That you do things for money. Like, you maybe have a really good position in your life. Look at this with the 6 of Swords and the Knight of Wands. That you're very, very brutal in your honesty. With these two together, like, it's interesting because these two, it talks about you're not wanting to rock the boat because you have this idea. But really what this energy is giving me is that you have learned how to... What's the word here that I want to use? It's like you've learned to put yourself into a place of solitude in such a way that you're not influenced by the other people around you. You're not influenced by what's outside of you. And so you take action accordingly based on the truth that's coming into you, based on the knowledge that's coming into you. And it's interesting that the Knight of Swords is playing in this energy right now because at its base level, the Knight of Swords talks about being your own hero. I mean, now you have a general meaning for the Tarot Marseille, but that's what this deck is so unique because this is a very intuitive deck. Like, you can learn the meanings, but the cards mean so much more than that. And that's why a lot of people don't read these decks, because it's hard. You can't really pick up an image. They allow your imagination to run wild here, basically. And so when you're really in tune with your guides, you're able to really read into that, right? Why I'm explaining this to you, I have no idea. It's like there's this energy coming in right now, but that's exactly what it is. It's like, I feel like you are intuitive, but I feel like it's like you are able to connect with the imagination in yourself, right? Which is Aquarius energy as well. And being able to do it in a unique way. It's almost like your imagination is very intuitive based on the nuances that you get in the physical realm. You're able to piece the picture together. And it's oftentimes like stories that people would, like, people would be like, no, there's no way that that's a reality. But then you have other people coming in like, how the heck did you know that? So for you, I feel like for you, pile 2, it's not even about intuition. Like you do feel like you have intuition, but it's like for your whole life, this is something that's been very solid for you. This is something that you've been able to use relentlessly, which has saved yourself from very, very precarious situations, right? Things that would have made you feel stuck. There's this information that's getting fed to you here. with the Six of Swords. There's a lot going on. And while people may look at it as, oh, you did this just for the money. No, I feel like what happened here is you did this because it's something that comes so natural to you. And a lot of people cannot do what it is that you do. And so they think that, oh my gosh, like you're too brutal for your own good. Like it's going to get you in trouble one time. And it's like, well, really, it's really helped me so far. Okay, yeah, so we have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. I'm not surprised to see this. You really have rubbed a lot of people raw. Yeah, you have really rubbed a lot of people raw. But don't feel bad about that either. You know, it's like, I mean, there's no need in being ruthless, right? There's no need in being cruel to people or manipulative towards people. And I don't feel like you are, especially with the Magician coming out here. There's this energy that you just know what actions to take based, like, and this is very symbolic as well. Look at how he's holding the wands. Wands are connected to the actions that we take, and he's holding the coins, and the coins are connected to the material realm, what we manifest in the world. You keep your emotions and your intellect on the table. This is something that does not actually affect how you show up in your day-to-day life. You keep those aside from each other, even though this does play a part in what it is that you do, but it has to do with something that's in this physical realm. And people notice this, like people see you playing this part that you have and how flawlessly you play it. It's something that you've been able to do since you were a young child, like even scared probably adults in your life because of this. You've taken certain actions, or you've called teachers out, or you've called friends out on things that they had no idea they were even showing. Like, how did you know these things? And so a lot of people who you see every day feel like you're very misguided and that you're also conceited. Okay, and remember that we are connecting with people how they see you. This is not the truth of who you are. This is their viewpoint of you. So never taking this energy personally, because that's theirs to deal with. It's not yours. But it is fun to kind of see where they're at, right? But with the Ace of Swords here, it's like they're seeing you as someone who's not very clear on what is actually lucky in life, or what is actually grounded and rooted in life. Like, let me be honest here, because the Wheel of Fortune connects with our sacral chakra, right? It's connected to both Pisces and Sagittarius energy. It's connected to Jupiter energy. And with that, it's all about luck, right? Jupiter's the big planet of luck. But it's so weird because the energy that's coming in right now is that you pierce through people's solid beliefs that they feel like they're getting ahead in life based on the emotional responses that they make other people go through. So there's like, you're dealing with manipulative people constantly. And that's why people think that you're greedy. Like, they don't understand what actually goes into your day-to-day life, like what actually goes into you showing up. And even if this is not your job, it's just something that you deal with. Like, this could be family members, this could be friends, this could be coworkers that you're around that are in this very manipulative, aggressive energy, and you're constantly calling them out, and it makes them feel very bad about themselves, because you're not here to stroke their emotional ego, but you are here to stand up for yourself. And like I said, you do it in such a flawless way. And this is why the Magician's coming out. It's also pointing out that people who are around you every day see this. They know that you know. Like, they're not questioning that you know. They're trying to make it seem, though, like it's out of left field, but they can't really deny, right? Again, that I cannot confirm or deny these allegations. That's what's coming through here. It's like they can't deny that you know exactly what's going on. They can't deny that you see them, you see through them. But they do feel like you are absolutely misguided, and that you being in their lives brings a lot of misfortune because of your honesty and because of your ability to see through the blinders, to see through the things that they've been so used to pulling, wool over other people's eyes, and they've been able to manipulate other people. And so they do feel like you're a bit conceited here coming through. Well, not, they do feel like you're really conceited because you know that you know what you know. And there's no getting away from that, right? Like that's just something that has been with you since you were young. That's something that's been around you since probably you can remember. This might be something that you started seeing from the time that you were 10, from the time that you were 11. And if you notice this, like we have the Ace of Swords, which is 1. We have the 10 here on the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the Magician, which is 1. So we have 111 coming out here, which is all about, you know, having faith in the process. Like you have faith in your ability, you know. And isn't that interesting? Because it's exactly what I was getting here. It's like you just trust that this is everything that's coming through for you. You trust that it's working out for you, but you do make people feel very insecure when you call them out on their BS. Like you make them feel very insecure when you see what you see and you are bringing it up, and they're like, how can I not manipulate them to seeing me the way that I want them to see me? You know, and it's unfortunate because it does feel like there's a lot of people around you in your day-to-day life that you're dealing with that are in this very manipulative energy. And that's what made me feel like maybe you're working for like a secret agent, or maybe you're working for like the law, or maybe you're like an expert, like where they call up on the stand to present expert material, or you're just someone who does interrogations or something like that, or you have had in the past. You're just in this very stern energy where it's like, you know that there's no emotional process to this. And even though you're very intelligent and you're seen as someone who's incredibly intelligent, you also leave your intelligence down. Like it's not something that you actually rely on. You rely on taking action based on what you see in the physical realm here. And that's what the Magician is painting for us here. And so what they secretly think of you is that you're just someone that doesn't understand how much you make their lives miserable. Like you just are doing what you do, and that's no fault of your own. No matter how much people want to blame us for the way that we show up, at the end of the day, that's their ordeal. That's theirs to deal with and not ours. 1919 on the clock. Yeah, you're absolutely in your path of purpose. Like this is something that you're absolutely meant to bring into this realm. Like it's very unique. This is a very unique pile. I think this is the most unique pile I have ever read for, to be honest. And I get a lot of different things coming up, but I've never had anything like this come up before. Let's get one more of these for pile number 2, source. What other messages do you have for pile number 2? Thank you. Yeah, we have... Oh, yes. Thank you for this clarification here, source. We have Scorpio energy flying out. Look, intensity, exposing, exactly, purging and renewing. Like exposing is the one thing that's sitting out right here. And it's intense. People are like, excuse me, they're very intimidated by you. Right? People are like, oh my gosh, here we go with pile 2 again. Here we go with pile 2. Like, I'm not going to be able to pull one over on pile 2 because they know. I don't know how they know, but they know. And so there's this very intense energy around you. Like you could have been many times referred to as dark. Like not necessarily your skin or your eyes or anything like that, but that you're like dark energy, that people really think that you're able to, you know, come in and transmute darkness into light, but you're the darkness yourself type energy. And that's, I know that feels very specific, but that's what feels like is coming through, is that you've been referred to as someone who's like, I don't want you as a friend in my life because of you being able to do this. And a lot of people may have said that to you. And I feel like you're okay with that. Like you're okay with being alone because you have learned that you're more capable of being honest and real with yourself than, and knowing that it's not up to you to say like, oh, well, someone needs to be honest with me. Like, it's like basically like you can either be honest with me or I'm gonna know. Yeah, you could be an air sign. We have Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You know, you could have the 8th house in Aquarian energy. You could also have the 11th house in Scorpio, or Scorpio in the 11th house. Sorry. It's been a long day. But yeah, open-mindedness, objectivity, learning, like you're, and look, I picked up the card and underneath that, I'm not surprised at all. We have Pluto energy with transform, and then boom, exactly what I was talking about, Jupiter energy here with the 9th house and spiritual growth. So you do know that there is a little bit of spiritual energy that's coming through there, but I feel like for you, pile 2, it's not even about the spiritual energy that comes from it. This is very material. This is like a skill that you learned, and I feel like the reason that you learned this is from quite possibly having a really difficult childhood, and it was something that was fight or flight and survival mode, and through that you've learned to master it in a very unique way, and coming into your adult life you've allowed that to be how you have showed up every moment of your adult life, and people really feel like, oh, it's just because they don't want anyone around them, it's just because of this or it's because of that, but they take really aggressive action. And it's like, I feel like you've had to take aggressive action and set very solid boundaries in your life because of this. And for you, pile number 2, like, it would surprise me if any of you were people pleasers, because I don't feel that energy from you at all. I feel like that's the last thing that you want to do. In fact, there could be people out there who think that you're a sociopath, because you're like, how do people not know when people are lying? Like, how do people not see it? And you're just very direct. And you know, I'm not calling you, but it's like, it wouldn't surprise me if people thought that about you, because you call people out on their lies. You call people out on what it is that they're doing, but they still try to pull one over on you. Like, they still try to make you feel like you're in the wrong. Yeah, look, you're generous of spirit. Like, you're actually a really kind person. I feel like you're a big teddy bear when people get to know you, but you've had to stand with so many boundaries because you know where people are coming from. Yeah, you're just a very unique individual. Very unique. Like, this is a very unique reading. I love it. I'm so glad that this is a reading for here, because I love when stuff like this comes up. You know? Very, very unique. Spring, yeah, rebirth. So definitely Scorpio energy is coming in. I know Scorpio is not tied to spring, but Scorpio is tied with rebirth energy, right? And like death and rebirth here. But I do feel like you are the one that kind of sets the tone for what's happening next on the journey for anyone that connects with you. Whether it's good, bad, the ugly, the beautiful, it doesn't matter. Like, you set the tone for what's coming next. Yeah, look, sanctuary with cave. Like, you're not afraid to be alone. You're not afraid to go into your sanctuary. Like, that's where you recharge. That's where you regain the energy that you need. You take care of yourself. You're not afraid to love yourself. You're not afraid to be in solitude. Look, underneath that, I cannot make this stuff up. We have childhood and innocence, and then autumn equinox with release, summer solstice with radiance. Yeah, this is something that is radiantly yours, but you have learned to release to the outcome of situations. Like, you stay emotionally detached, which is what I was saying. Like, people might say, like, you got your head up in the clouds. You're emotionally detached. Like, you're just not trying to hold on anymore, because there's something that I feel like happened in your childhood that set you up for saying, like, okay, people cannot be trusted. Like, they just cannot be trusted with themselves, nor with myself, like with me in the picture, right? And it's sometimes very hard for you to connect with people on an emotional level. It's not that you don't want to. I feel like you do, but like I said, it's like you're able to see the nuances that they don't, and so they betray themselves before they ever even get close to you, and you don't really give people a second chance, you know? Yeah, transformation. Number 18 with sea otter. Yeah, this is something it's transformed your life. So maybe you didn't learn this until older. So if some of you do resonate with being a people pleaser, like, this might have been something that has always been with you, but you weren't able to tap into until you were older. Or you've always tapped into it, but you didn't trust it until you were older. Thank you. I don't know if you heard that little pop, but my spirit guides came in and told me the message when that pop happened. Okay, we're going to get some Pantha oracles out today to kind of clarify this, but let's see what we've got coming through here. Look, House 6 came back out, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. Like this, and it's interesting because this is Virgo energy as well, and this is like you connecting with that humanity. So it's like something that you have realized, this gift within you actually helps others, because you are not allowing yourself to be an enabler to that shoddy energy. Like, you're just not. You're like, no, I'm not going to let you think that it's okay that you keep showing up like this. Which is why I feel like people think that you're aggressive, which is, it's interesting that the Six of Wands is giving me this aggressive energy, but it is. You leave people angry. And it's cool because like, I feel like with your energy, you're like, so? Like, that's theirs to deal with. And I feel like you really live in that. Like, you're an embodiment of that. You just be who you are. And it's like, I don't feel like you're ruthless. Like, I don't feel like you're coming up and saying mean things. You're just brutally honest. And sometimes people take being brutally honest as being ruthless, and it's not. You know, you can be honest with love undertone. And you can be honest with trying to be malicious and cut someone down. And I don't feel like you're malicious. Like, that's not an energy that's coming in here. But people feel like it's malicious, and they're thinking that you're malicious and that you're brutal because you're so honest. Believe in yourself. Number 57. This is something you've had to do. So this just confirms that message that I got, where it's like, if you were a people pleaser in your past, this is something that you've had to learn to trust and to believe that this is real. That, you know, even when people continue to lie to your face, like, you know that you can trust yourself. You know that you can trust this nuanced energy. Or for those of you that believe it's the spiritual side, you can trust the intuition that's coming in here. Then we have number 35 coming out with Ritual and Bison. And this is something that you have really leaned into. And I feel like it's kind of become ritualistic for you. Like, you unknowingly read people. Like, you're not trying to. It just kind of happens. But the reason why is because of the karma that you experienced before in your life. And now you'd rather bring in your abundant connections, your abundant life, than to continue to live in that karmic cycle. Or to live in those repeat cycles. It's like, nope, I'm not going to go down that road again. It was really hard the first time. I needed it one time and I learned my lesson. Or for those of you that needed it a couple times, it's like, but I learned my lesson. I'm not going to continue to reside in that. So may you please have some Pantha oracles to clarify a little bit more here for pile number 2 source. Okay, thank you. Protest. One more source. May you please have one more card. Okay, so yeah. Oh, you got 2 cards. But I'm not surprised. On the bottom, daydream. Yeah, optimism, illusion, and delirious. So I do feel like a lot of people feel like this is unreal. How do you know these things? How are you like this? Let's take a look at protest that flew out over here. It wants to be seen first. We have inadequacy, Sue, and attention. You pay attention to detail, but there's a lot of people that protest here. And this also is a confirmation that some of you may work in, like, the legal field. You know? Or the law field, like being in law, you know, like police officers, interrogators, the CIA, something like that, special forces, special military forces, or at the courthouse, you know, something like that, being called as an expert witness. Is that what they're called? I think. Anyways, where you come in and you give your expert advice. But look, we had self-love flip over too. Self-concern, self-healing, and independence. Like, this is the energy that you're really in. You're like, no, I'm just going to take care of myself. Even if that means I have to be alone, it's okay. Because in that energy, I know I find strength. And then we've got, yeah, marionette, dictatorship, domination, and reluctance. This is how people think about you. They feel like you're a dictator. I'm sorry, I laugh because it's like, there's no way for me to explain how pile 2 is doing this, and so I'm just going to say, oh, they're trying to control my life. Like, they're trying to control everything about me, but there's a reason that you are the way that you are, and it has served you well, right? Good news. Look at this. This is number 15. This is number 6 in numerology. We have 5115, right? So you see how, like, the people who are affected by you are the ones that think it the most. But then you also have people who are like, I'm really glad that you are the way that you are. It brings a lot of encouragement, miracle, and surprise. If you see the sun is coming in 3. But it's like a lot of people are surprised by your ability to do this. And the people that are with you every day, like, there's some people who are really glad that you're the way that you are, and then there are other people who really feel like, oh my gosh, and these are just people who, you know, mirroring energies here. It's like maybe at one time you really denied this this part of yourself. And so that's why there's these people here, and it's like you're learning to love yourself and to trust that you know exactly what it is. And if you feel like it is intuition, then go with that, right? Trust that and know that that's for you. But like I said, the message was very clear here. So it is for somebody that needs to hear that, to know that this is a gift for good. It's not a bad gift to have. Even if you've never met another person that has this ability, this is a good gift to have, okay? And regardless of what people think of you, like, you know, just because you're able to call out the truth on them, and that's what makes them mad. So they're mad because they can't manipulate you. Like, okay, go on with your bad self. Who cares? You know? Let's take a look at your oracle card. I'm going to read this from the book. Woo, yeah, financial security. So that's what I was feeling, like this was something that you were doing for work, or that this brought security into your life, or it will. Maybe this is something you're trying to do more of so that it will, but it does feel like this is something that you do for work. This is a gift you use for work, and this is how people at work feel about you, right? And that's what I was getting, like people thinking that you're greedy. Like, oh my gosh, here they are, and they're greedy, and they're going to bring in this energy, and they're so greedy about it, you know? No, like you're just doing, and who cares if you're doing well for yourself? Who cares? Who cares? Let's read this from the book. I'll show you the EF. I gotta say the alphabet in my head here. Don't judge. Here's the insignia. Wow, I was laughing, a belly laugh, and so the whole camera starts shaking. Okay, here's the insignia if you'd like to screenshot this and copy that and carry it with you. So let's take a look at what financial security says here for you. You're about to experience great rewards or success concerning financial security. This card can indicate a sudden blessing or the feeling of finally advancing in your career. Complete success in a financial partnership lies ahead. You will be lucky in your investments and won't have to worry about your lifestyle. This doesn't mean you can be reckless with your spending, but it is time to treat yourself a little. There are 4 moons on this card, indicating the results you seek are not instantaneous, but your deliberate, calculated risks will turn out favorable, as 4 is the number of stability. It says, I am strategic. I love this message for you. And that makes so much sense, like the I am strategic here, because this is exactly how you show up, right? You're very strategic in the way you show up. It's like you analyze people's facial movements. You analyze what it is that they're doing. Like you're very aware of it. The message is very straightforward coming in here. So I know it's a very specific message, but I do feel like this is someone who needs to hear it. Again, take what resonates here. But if you feel like this is your reading, leave a little, let's see, what do we have on here? Leave a little moon, right? There's 4 moons on here. So leave a little moon, like the thumbnail moon down below, and say, I embrace my gifts knowing they are the stability in my future. To let source know that you claim this positive energy of your gift, and who cares what other people think of you, to be quite honest. And leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, pile number 2, to thank your guide, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this absolutely amazing message. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful grape agate, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what do people you see every day secretly think of you. So first things first, I do just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to support this channel and be a part of this ever-growing amazing tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. If you are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Keep in mind that these are general readings, so please just take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing down below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links necessary below in the description box, where you can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast, which is just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I really do hope to see you there. If you are interested in becoming a member of the channel, there's a join button down below next to where the subscribe button is or used to be. And if you click on that, it will show you the 3 options I have available, as well as what comes with each option. You're looking at customized emojis you get to use, personalized badges that show up next to your name. There are membership shout outs. There are membership only posts and polls where you'll get to help pick future pick a card readings for the channel. 2 options come with early access to all pick a card readings, and 1 option does come with membership posted pick a card readings. So I do hope to see you over there, and if not, thank you for your continued support here. I truly do appreciate you. And with that being said, we're going to find out more about you with the dice and making sure that this is your reading, and then we'll look into the cards and what people secretly think about you, the ones that you see every day. Okay, so source, what can you tell us about pile number 3 so that they know that this is their pile? What messages do you have for us in regards to pile number 3 so that they know that this is their message, source? What messages can you tell us so that pile number 3 knows that this is their message? Okay, so we've got the 9th house, we've got Taurus energy, and we have Uranus. So you're someone who's an incredibly loyal person. And you pride yourself on your loyalty as well. You're also always learning. You're always gathering information. You could be in a position or workplace where you have to always go for higher education or continuing, development classes. You are someone who is a bit unpredictable and eccentric. You have a tendency to be seen as maybe like, how do I want to word this? They see you as someone who, I shouldn't go around pile number 3 because I will get influenced by them. But when they do get around you, they see that the influence is good because they see you as someone who can be, like, you may have an RBF, if you know what I'm talking about. There's no reason to explain it, but if you know what I'm talking about, you may have an RBF. So people think that you're disconnected and rude and cruel and ruthless, but you're actually a very kind person, and you just are disconnected from the outcomes of whether or not people are going to be in your life or not. You could do divination, you could read tarot, you could read runes, you could read, you could help people decipher dreams, you could have a Reiki business, you could have a chakra healing business, you could be involved in yoga, you could be involved in the law. I know, like, 2 completely separate things, right? But you could be a lawyer, you could be studying to become a lawyer, paralegal, you could be a judge. You are someone who likes to travel, or you dream of traveling a lot. Like, you really want to travel a lot. And you're always looking for ways to better implement what it is that you're learning on a regular basis. Like, how can I bring this into my life? How can I help teach others? How can I help show others that there's always a way to connect with more belief systems, more ideals, to expand our thought processes so that we're not leaving ourselves stuck in a small-minded world. So you definitely have a large mind, a large perspective in the world. You're seen as someone who's very hopeful. You're steady. You're very driven. You take things very slow, though. You're not just jumping into things for the sake of jumping into things. You could be an arts dealer. Like, that's coming through right now really strongly. You could very well be an arts dealer or work in the art industry. People do think that you hold grudges. Usually we don't get that in the dice, but it was coming through really loud right now. But you're seen as someone who's very luxurious, you're chic, you could be resistant to change at times as well, but you're a stable person. You're a very stable person. And you're always open and very innovative. And that's why I feel like you could be working in the art industry, especially with Uranus energy here. Like, you could just be someone who sees things so different than the world. Like, you have a way of interpreting, because that's a good word. It's even a word at all. You have a way of interpreting. Let me see if I can get that out there. You have a way of interpreting, whether that's art in itself, or maybe it's classic writings. Maybe you're an English teacher, or maybe you're a philosophy professor or something along those lines, but you just have a very beautiful way of seeing what people think is classic art or classic literature. Like, you just have a way of being able to explain it to people so that they can grasp these deeper terms, or what it is that they're seeing in front of them, which most people would have no idea. You know, people who are into art, so that's why if you're not into art, just know that you just have this type of way of viewing the world where you make it very poetic, you make it very artistic. And so it's like, but people who are into art, it's like the general populace doesn't understand all that, right? They just like, I just see a painted picture, and you're like, no, it's depicting love and heartbreak and despair and sorrow. Can't you see that with these strokes here? And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And you're like, it's there, it's vivid, it's clear as day. And so if you're not into art, but that's how you see the world, it's there, it's vivid, it's clear as day. Let me help you see the world from this view, right? And that's the type of person that you are, is always trying to gain. That's why you're always trying to gain more information, is so that you have the facts or the knowledge to back it up. Like, you're not just coming in willy-nilly like, oh, the whole world is rainbows and butterflies and beautiful things. And no, you're like coming in and saying like, yeah, there are hardships, there are hard things, there's this, there's that, but there's beauty in all of those things as well, if you allow yourself to see it, and you do. And so you help paint that in a way that's that people can grasp and understand and acknowledge. So let's find out how people view you. So Source, how do people that pile number 3 sees every day secretly think about them? How do people that see pile number 3 every day secretly think about them? How do people that see pile number 3 every day secretly think about them? Thank you. Oh, okay. How do people that see pile number 3 every day secretly think about them? That you have outgrown the world. It's a very clear message here, that you're just far beyond your time. And for you, it might not even seem like that, because you might be studying people who see it differently. Okay, so we have the 9 of Coins in the reverse. Source, how do people who see pile number 3 every day secretly think about them? Okay, thank you. How do people that see pile number 3 every day secretly think about them, Source? What else would you like to say here? Okay, thank you. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have, the 4 of Wands. Like, you just see, like, it's interesting because usually this talks about shoring up old patterns and things that don't serve us, right? Just letting it go. But it's interesting because this is giving me like a romanticized energy here, which in the reverse, it does talk about romantic turmoil, romantic frustration. But really right now, what I'm getting from this 4 of Wands is this energy of like romantically seeing the world and not, oh my gosh, not being able to deal with reality. And I believe this is a devil back here. It's something that you're vividly obsessed with. So this could just be even learning about spirituality. This could be learning about anything that's kind of like seen as woo-woo in the world. You know, like, oh, that's voodoo, hoodoo. I don't want to get in that. I know you do, but I don't. Type of energy, right? Like, and so it's like they see you as someone who's completely obsessed with not seeing the reality of the world, right? That you over-romanticize the things that are in the world and that you're not seeing clearly. So they secretly think that you're kind of like bats, you know, like batty or nuts. Like you're someone who's not grounded. You're someone who's not clear. You don't understand how to see the world from a logical viewpoint. And if you have an artistic mindset, that's already a very difficult thing to ask somebody who's very artsy to see the world from logic. Like they don't mix that well, right? Just very much in this creative energy, and everything is very beautiful and unique, and even the hard stuff, you still find beauty in it. Like it's like overly romanticizing, but with a purpose and with grace and with ease. And so it's like they just want you to put your feet back on the ground because they feel like you're just twisting around in the world, not sure, and you're not able to let go of your viewpoint. And especially with the Page of Swords in the reverse, this talks about an inability to deal with reality. And so with it coming out here next to the 4 of Wands, it's like they wish that you would just let this go, but you're so obsessed with seeing the world this way that you can't. And you're actually making things work for you. And I think that kind of scares people, because if you can make things work for you and they think you're batshit crazy, excuse the expression, I'm trying not to curse, but that's what's coming through, you know, then how come things aren't working for them? And it's almost like this energy, please tell me I don't have to be like pile number 3. Like, I can't be like that. No, because you've just found a way to be authentic. And good for you, pile 3. Good for you. That's amazing that you found that. You know, with the 9 of coins coming out in the reverse here, it is talking, anytime the 9s come out, we're talking about illusions, right? Illusions. But here you see illusions with material things. Illusion in the material realm. Illusions in this physical realm. Like, people secretly see you, that see you every day, think that you have no idea what the reality world is like. Good. You're not baffled by the illusions. You know, I feel like you're healing that part of yourself. Okay, yeah. So we have the Chariot and the upright, and then we have the 4 of Swords in the reverse. And it's like, that's what I was saying. Like, this is clarifying, like, you are very spiritual by nature. Like, you're very open to the spiritual world, or you're very open to a different way of thinking than how everybody else is. You know, it's like everybody says you wake up, you go to work, you come home, you start all over again. You're like, no, I wake up, I paint, I draw, I dance, I sing, I live my life, I laugh, I find time to cry, I find time to dream, I find time to daydream, and then I go and I stand by the water, I watch the sunset, and I come back and I do that all again. And everybody's like, that doesn't get you anywhere. And you're like, really? Because it's gotten me really far in life. And they're like, no, that's not how the world works. And you're like, that's not how your world works. But that's what they secretly think of you, is that you're succeeding by following your disillusions, but your disillusions are the truth and the reality for you. So is it really doing the wrong thing? No, it's doing what's right for you. And so people around you who see you every day really think that you're just crazy. Like, they don't understand how you see things, right? And here's the other thing, is that they are also secretly thinking that they have to be like you. With the 4 of Wands, this is being hemmed in, stuck in a position, right? Stuck in an unwanted position, that they have to be like you in order to have success. Well, they have to be like them, and you know that. You're not trying to be like everybody else, right? You found stability in yourself by letting go of the way the world thinks, and rather coming into a place that works for you, while everyone around you doesn't see how you are logically approaching the world from what makes sense from you. But because it doesn't make logical sense to them, they don't understand that. And so they secretly think that, like, oh my gosh, the only way for me to ever be successful in the world is to start acting crazy. Like, I got to start dancing, and I hate dancing. Or I got to start singing, and I have no singing voice. Like, I don't want to sing. I don't want to do these things. Like, I'm very analytical, and you're very driven by your intuition. Like, you are able to connect your intuition with your heart, and you're very much driven by that, and you don't question it. You don't question what's coming, right? And you're in a protected position in order to do this. You got a lot of energy and motivation, and you have power and high status, and you dare to dream. And when you dare to dream and you win, that's what the people who are around you, who are closest to you, that see you every day, they don't understand how that's a possibility. Because they're like, it's like you're around people who don't dream. You're a dreamer in a world of people who are analytical. It just is so different, right? It's so different. It just doesn't mix and match. It doesn't work that way. And because you're so independent and ambitious, and they're stuck in this place of feeling the lack and the poverty of the world, they think that you're living life as an illusion. Like, life can't always be positive. And you're like, yeah, it can be. It doesn't mean that hard things don't happen, but I can be positive if I want. You know, and they feel like you're leaving them in a place of lack. And so they secretly think that you are putting them in confinement, that you're putting them in a cage, that you're putting them in a place of where they have no motivation to get out of it, or no energy. And it's like, you're all full of energy and motivation, and it's like, Weird, right? They don't believe in all the woo-woo stuff like energy, but somehow in some way, shape, or form, they feel like you're sapping their energy because of how energetic you are. Like it's exhausting dealing with you. Their problem, not yours, right? Never ever take that in personally because it's not personal. That's them dealing with their own internal turmoils, and you don't have to carry that. Okay, and so I feel like that's why people feel like you hold grudges, is because when you feel that energy, you just naturally flit away. You know, you flutter your wings, and there you go, and you go dancing in the fairy gardens away from them and living your best life, which you should absolutely always do. Like you're a very positive person. You're very like it would not surprise me if you feel like fairies run your life. You know what I mean? Like if you had fairies all around you all the time, like you believe in fairies and they're a very strong energy in your life, and that's good, right? That's a very positive, loving energy, very caring energy what fairies bring to us. I love fairies too. I'm like a stickler. I love fairies. I think they're so beautiful, but it would not surprise me if that's how you feel about it. It's like always trying to find places where fairies and sprite energy and, you know, where you can connect with the wood nymphs and the water nymphs and the earth nymphs and just this energy of the world that people have seemingly forgotten. And you're very in tune with the cycles of nature, and you might do moon rituals and things that people think are magic and call you a witch and think that you're crazy because of these things. But how is it that you're doing these things and things are working out for you, you know? And that's what people who are around you every day, they're secretly thinking. Like they just don't understand, especially with the chariot at the middle of this reading, right? The highlight is saying they don't understand how there's no way they feel like they could ever think the way that you do. And so they feel like they'll never have victory the way that you do because they'll never be able to do the things that you do because they just don't believe in it. And that's what they're secretly thinking. And so how the HE double hockey stick is pile number 3 doing it. How are they doing it? Simple. You just let go of what's not meant for you. You just, okay, that's cool. Like you're going in this direction, there's an obstacle, you just naturally move and go this way and veer off over there, and there's an obstacle and you veer back over here and you go that way or whatever. It's like, but it's not something that really like affects you. You just see it and you move around it, you know? Whereas most people and people coming from this energy here, they see an obstacle and that's it. That's the dead end, right? And for you, it's just an obstacle. Like, I'll just jump around it. It's cool. I'll dance around it. I'll sing around it. I don't know. I break it in my own unique way. And you do. And that's why these people who are around you, they just can't understand it because they're very much stuck in the material world. Like, it has to be A, B, C. And you're like, no, it's 1, it's D, it's 94, it's 18. You know, like, there's no rhyme or reason to it because that's what works for you. And you should own that. You should absolutely own that. That's a beautiful energy. I'm actually really honored to be able to connect with you, Pile 3. And can I say thank you for being you? Because this is such an amazing reading to have as the last reading here on this one. And so we have yin energy here with Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces with intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. Yeah, you're a very spiritual being. You're very much in your feminine energy, and it doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine. You're just really exerting your feminine energy right now, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful energy to be exerting, and even if it's triggering other people, the part of the thing is when you begin to really embody your feminine energy, because this world's been built on toxic masculinity, it's natural that you're going to trigger people because they don't understand that soft, receptive energy. It's always go, 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 harsh, 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 hard, 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 this, that, you know. And feminine energy is just like, la, 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 whatever comes is good. I love you all. Everybody's beautiful. Everything is good, you know. And a lot of people don't know how to take that. Trying. Yeah, you get angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. You could have a trine in your natal chart as well. But this is just showing you're getting, the angels always guide you. Like I said, the fairies, it could be the fairies that guide you, but you definitely are in connection with your spirit guides, whatever, whomever they should be. You're very connected to them. You're very open to what it is that they bring your way and what it is that they're guiding you to do. And you know, you don't hold it like if you mess up or if you go the wrong way or something like that, like you're not over here beating yourself up. You're just like, okay, cool, I'm going to make a correction. You know, act as if. And that's the other reason why you're succeeding here, is because you do that very uncomfortable thing of living like you already have everything that's yours. You know, and that's one of the biggest keys of manifestation, is acting as though it's already yours. And a lot of people, if I can't see it, I can't believe it. And you, pile 3, of the embodiment of, I believe it, so therefore I know I'm going to see it, right? And it's like, it's special for you. And it's special for you because I feel like you haven't always been in this energy. Like, this is your energy naturally, yes. But I feel like to be where you are today is very special for you, because you're seeing that you don't have to conform anymore, where maybe at one point you were trying to force yourself to conform to how others were. And now you're just like, nope, like I'm not going to do that anymore. Yeah, you spend a lot of time in solitude. Again, with the trees, right? This is a purple tree on this island. And it's the only tree there. I mean, there's like these bushes and stuff. There's these rocks. But it's like really the only tree. It's this beautiful purple tree. And it's like, I'm alone. I'm in solitude here. But it's like you recharge when you're out in nature. You recharge when you're by yourself. Like, that's what gives you the feeling of being reconnected. And that's a powerful place to be at. Yeah, you're happy. You're a happy person. I love this. Number 42, you're very balanced. You're very easygoing. Like, you're just like, and very intelligent and intuitive. And like, that's like saying, you know how dolphins use radar to guide themselves through the ocean? Like, that's kind of what you do. You like let your intuition just reach out and guide you. Like, oh, this is an obstacle. We got to go this way. Whoa, my ear just like started to ring. And it's my right ear, which is spiritual growth. So yeah, now it went away. So you've been able to find out how, like, you let your intuition guide you through your spiritual growths and your spiritual ascensions, and you found happiness. Like, you cultivate happiness on a daily basis. Like, it's not something that you're, you know, whereas most, look at this, isn't this interesting? Right behind it we have fear. Most people live in fear. You know, you have happiness and fear. These are two opposing energies here. And it's like where most people see things as they are and ask why, you see things as they are not and ask why not. And I think Robert Kennedy is the one who said that. That's a quote, by the way. Yeah, you just found your happiness. We'll get some Panther oracles, but let's check out your cards. Like, confident, optimistic, you're passionate and brave. Yeah, we have Aries, Leo, Sag. You know what? You could have Mercury in Pisces. You could have Mercury in Cancer as well. You could have your North Node in Taurus. You could also have North Node in Sagittarius energy as well. Take the lead. You know, whether you know it or not, pile 3, you're actually someone who's a leader. You've dared to dream and you're winning, and now you're taking the lead. I love this. Sweet results await. That's the thing. Like, they're secretly thinking, like, how is life always working out for pile number 3? Why? Because you don't attach yourself to all that other stuff that everybody is so worried about. You're just like, nope, that stuff don't matter. Wouldn't surprise me if you're a minimalist. It wouldn't surprise me if you're just someone who likes things simple and sweet, and you don't want to bog it down with buying things. You don't want to bog it down with all these things that everybody's chasing. Like, you don't worry about all that stuff. You just know naturally what yours will come to you. Yeah. Full moon with completion. This is that confirmation. Maybe you do moon rituals. I love that. This is also, you've completed the cycle. You're no longer in that, like, if you used to be a people pleaser or trying to conform, like, you've completed that process. You're just letting yourself shine. We have the snake spirit here with creation. You're just a very creative person. Very creative, right? And you have a heart of gold. You're actually a very beautiful person, a very beautiful energy. And it's like if people are stopping themselves from connecting with you because they're jealous of you, they're really missing out on a great thing. Okay? Because you have said, like I said, I'm just so, thank you, pile 3. Just thank you for being you. Thank you. Okay? So let me get some Pantha oracles out here to clarify a little bit more that this reading source. What else would you like to say? Thank you. Oh, I laugh, people. People, I laugh. Oh, my Jeebus. Okay. May I please have one more? Thank you, source. On the bottom of the deck, what do we got? Look, natural disaster, risk, frustration, and survive. This is the energy that all the people around you are in. Look at how different this is. Look at how different this is. You're just peaceful, going with the flow of life, la 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 la, and everybody else is stressed and frustrated. They're in survival mode. They don't want to take these risks, like feel like life is falling apart. They can't control anything, and you're just like, I ain't even trying to control anything. Like, I'm just letting things happen as they happen. But, you know, it's really hard when you're in that I got to conform to life, because it's like there's the illusion that you have control, right? And you just realize that. Now, I'm going to show this to you because I think this is actually really a funny energy, even though the card is very serious. So hang with me. This card flipped out. We have curse, we have hate, catastrophe, and misfortune. So I just want you to know, like, a lot of people feel like you're a witch and that they secretly think that you've placed a curse on them. Like I said, it's like you're holding them back. Like they feel like you're the one that they're so confined by. And it's so interesting because you're just such a sweet soul. Like, you're so sweet. Like, I feel like this is something that would never cross your mind. I feel like you're always out there wishing life on people, wishing positivity on people, and yet you have people around you who you see every day who think that you're their misfortune, like you're the reason they're struggling, like you're the curse in their life. And don't take that personal. Like, that's just because they can't explain why it is that you're doing so well and they're struggling. Well, yeah, you're struggling because if you're constantly in thoughts of cursing people, or constantly in this place of thinking that people are cursing you, what do you think is going to manifest in your life, right? So I just laugh because it's so, if they actually took the time to get to know you, I think they'd be enamored by you because you have such a beautiful soul. And that just goes to show you that these people who are in your energy that you see every day, they're just not for you. And I feel like for you, you're just like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, you're a very calm, relaxed person. Peace, tranquility, easiness. You're just such a cool person to be around. Like, I feel like when people open up to you, when you open up to people, like, they're just like, it's like you're a balm for the soul. Like, oh, I've been looking for you my whole life. Like, thank you. You know? Yeah, you're a gift. Oh, I love this. Thank you, Source. We have souvenir, promotion, and delight. Yeah, people just be delighted to be around you, right? Just delighted. You're just a beautiful soul. You're a gift. And then you have these people over here who think the worst of the worst because they're dealing with, you know, they're dealing with their own, or they're dealing from withdrawal of your energy, and you're over here just having a sweet dream. Look at this. I can't make this up. And nightmare. Look at these dualistic energies. It's like this is perfect contrast. You're a light being, and these are people who are walking in their shadow, right? And it makes sense because the more that we embrace our inner light, the more that we have a tendency to draw people within their shadow to us, so that we can continue to heal that part of ourselves that feels like we need to rely on or be codependent on those shadow aspects. Rather, it's helping us to embrace that part of ourselves, right? And I feel like you're definitely in that understanding and that knowing. So let's take a look at your Talisman Oracle card. I'm going to read this from the book. We're going to see what it says here. Change. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look. Do you see this? Do you see what's happening here? Do you see what came out? Yeah, chameleon. So there might be something very synchronistic for you about a chameleon. Let me put that over here. But change. Changing. I'm going through changes. Here's the insignia if you'd like to screenshot this and copy it down and carry it with you to remind you of the reading, just in case. Look, I love this for you. I love this. New experiences will bring excitement to your life. You will be taking a risk or an unknown step forward, but listen to your intuition and follow the process of change. The chameleon feels no need to rush, for the best opportunity lies ahead waiting for you. Don't fear making mistakes because they present opportunities to grow and learn something new. And didn't I say that? Like, you don't even beat yourself up. If you make a mistake, you're like, cool, I'm going to learn from it and move on. Like, you're just a very relaxed energy. I love it. Acknowledge that it's a time of progress. Don't waste your energy fighting this move. The seed of life behind the chameleon represents the unity of all aspects of life. This change will bring cumulative fulfillment. Be ready to embrace the unknown and enjoy the adventure ahead of you. And the affirmation is, I am adaptable. Yeah, you are constantly going through change. You're constantly completing cycles. You acting as if is opening you up to what's rightfully yours. I love this reading, Pile 3. Like, I can't get enough. This is such a beautiful reading. Thank you for being me, for being you. I just really do appreciate you. This is such a great reading to end on. Okay, so if you feel like this is your reading, leave a little bee emoji down below and say, I know I am a gift to life and I allow myself to embrace sweet results, so that you let Source know that you're really residing in this higher vibrational energy. I'm truly honored to have been able to connect with you. Leave me a thumbs up. And as always, if you've seen all 3 of the readings, leave a purple heart down below and say I made it. Purple heart is always reserved for those of you that sit through the whole reading, and I truly do appreciate you. But with that being said, I'm going to get out of here and leave it there. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this incredible message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.